Hello, welcome back to Lady and the Frogs. I have actually put some frogs down. So we have Stephen and we have Simon. Hello, this is a haul. So everything just keeps changing. I'm either working a full-time shift, which isn't that bad. It just means that I have no time to do any photography. So I was like, right, I'm working a lot. So I've got last Friday, today is Tuesday. And I was like, yeah, I've got a whole day to do photography. And then things sort of like happened on Friday, and the upshot of it is that I ended up in Altrincham going around all the charity shops for reasons to do with my husband's work. I ended up in Altrincham. So instead of me processing what I thought was a fair amount of stuff which I needed to process, I ended up going to Altrincham and adding to the amount of stuff which I have to process. So now I have today and Thursday to work on this because my shifts are all over the place and I'm working like mornings. Like yesterday I worked and I had some of the afternoon, but literally like from 4 o'clock onwards by the time I've faffed around and got back here. And so I took some photos yesterday, which is like stuff here, but it's like this. So I took a photo of this yesterday. This is quite a nice jacket, which I've had to wash because it's like suede. So this is Morgan. Because this is suede, hang on a minute, I've got the microphone like miles away from where I am. Not intentionally, just because I tried to use my tripod and then I forgot that if I use this microphone, then I've got a fatter connection and I have to take my case off. I'm not an interesting story. Anyway, so I took photos of this yesterday, last thing. But it looked like there was like some kind of problem with it because of the way the light was falling on it. And it's like it was revolting, and I've hand washed this and a lot of the dye did come out. But it felt horrible, and now it doesn't feel horrible. But I want to get that on because of festival season. But yeah, when I took the photos yesterday, and it just looked awful because it's like I have windows over there. I do my photos here, and then I have two more quite large windows there, which do project light onto this wall. But then sometimes it's like orangey light, and it's that is the issue with doing photos later on. Saying that, it is now really late. I gave myself permission, and I often give myself permission when I'm working a lot to just let myself wake up naturally. My wake up naturally time is 8:56. It didn't used to be. It used to be like 7:56. It was always 56. I see people do these angel number things, so maybe I should like start getting into angel numbers and find out what 8:56 is. 7:56. I don't know, but I mean that. So bearing in mind, I must have been asleep by 11 last night. So why do I need 9 hours sleep? Why do I need 9 hours sleep? Is that who I am? I was working though last night, so I will often work up until about 10 o'clock because I have to be careful to stop sending things live if it's like after 10 p.m. But I will often work of an evening, and I will get a lot done listing of an evening. I don't like doing it necessarily because you can't see defects on things, like this, which does have defects, but you can't see them necessarily in evening light, But it's one of them. That's my natural thing, is that I could work until midnight very successfully. And I don't think people who are not part of a 5 a.m. club should beat themselves up because you're probably part of the evening lot. The 5 a.m. club are probably asleep at 8 o'clock at night. But there's some of us who are natural night owls, and sometimes you just have to take who you are, because we will all have different We will all be different metabolic rates or whatever it is, because in the time of cavemen, some people, if everybody was a 5 a.m. person, then when everybody's asleep at night, that's when the predators come in and the human race would be dead if it wasn't for people who were naturally awake at night. And sometimes you just have to find out when you're naturally awake. And mine is now. Right, let's jump into this. There is a little bit of bric-a-brac. I'll just show you what I've got here. Right, so this is a linen top. It's woolovers. I'm going to see what linen is like for woolovers. I get a lot of woolovers, and it doesn't sell well for me, so I don't know why I've done that, but it is XL. So we'll give that a whirl. I have picked this up. I was trying to leave work yesterday, and then I saw it, and then I was like, well, I must get that. It looks like it's a size 14 as well. I was trying to work out what it is, because I think it's only one size up from the US sizes for And Other Stories. This is 100% silk, and traditionally my silk stuff from And Other Stories, admittedly it's previously been patterned, does really well. So grab that. Those are only going to be like 15 to 20, but I'm getting to a point where I'm like, yes, I will definitely list 5 a day. Going back to what I was saying, what I was doing last night, up to about like 10 o'clock, that's what I mean. I mean, I was working until 10, and then I went to sleep quite, you know, I just went straight to bed. So I did end and resell similar. So I have my buy it nows here, and then I've got my relists. So I didn't do any relisting last. I did them at the end of May. I haven't made a record of it actually, but those are all scheduled ahead. So those are all men's t-shirts. So I'm going through the boxes now. I'm going to make a mental note of it. I'm going to put it in my diary so that I know when I've last. So I pick a box. So I've got a box of like men's t-shirts and men's shirts, all of which I ended and sold similar and scheduled along yesterday. So I will do that now, where I'll do a box of it, and I'm going to make a note of it in my flipping diary, which I have done, so that I know not to let them get too stale, because they were awfully stale. Most of them were listed February. So March, April, May, they were over 3 months old, just over 3 months old. So I've got to get to a point where things don't get to the 3-month-old stage. So on top of doing 5 fresh items, I want to keep up with my relisting sell similar. So that is what I'm going to do going forward. I have got this. These are just basic All Saints t-shirts. So nothing to write home about, but it's an easy regular seller. I've got a number of these which they just regularly sell. These are only small. They're like the Brace t-shirt and the Tonic t-shirt. That's what they typically call them. So what there's Brace SS Crew. This one's probably the same, but it might be the Tonic Crew. Tonic V-neck. Brace Contrast. Why is it Contrast? Don't know. But anyway, it hasn't got pit stains either, which is a godsend. There's certain things which sometimes, you know, even if I let them go for a tenner, they'll just drive sales, and that's always a good thing. This, I'm not so sure about this. I nearly left this as well, because, you know, to me, I mean, if I wore this, you know, I mean, I'm not saying that people like knock about with cardigans with nothing else on, but it's like really weird. It's like got the tinsiest of buttons at the bottom. I know it's supposed to like just sort of like wrap around. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to undo the buttons, because it will just be a right farce putting them on. Oh, this hasn't happened. Right, let's forget about that. I don't need to put it on. Oh, it's just a rag, isn't it? It is just a rag. Now I've made it more of a rag. Anyway, Hobbs. It's Hobbs. I can get Hobbs very cheap, and I always like think, well, I must pick it up, because They can't get hob spray cheap down south. What is this? That was just about, I thought it was like some snaking hair on it. I just don't know. You know, it's supposed to look like that, but I think it's more like tits out to me. But anyway, it's large. It's only cotton blend. I think that's another reason why I was reluctant. But don't know. Cotton, polyamide. That sounds like a disease. It is polyamide, isn't it? Oh, it's nylon. Another word for nylon. Yeah, and a bit of stretch. We'll see. This, I'm going to butcher this again. I know how to say it, but I don't. Jean-Michel Basquiat. I don't know. You see the youth. You see the youth wearing these, and I've sold it before really quickly. And it was like a beigey colour as well. It wasn't even blue, and it had the dinosaur in it. So it's the dinosaur with a crown, which you want to pick up. This is just Uniqlo, by the way. I might be able to get 20 for this, but again, it's just another easy like 15, but it is extra small. So I think the last one was small, but this is an artist. I think he's long gone. Like part of the pop art crowd, I think. Uniqlo, they have like Andy Warhol, and they do have this Jean-Michel or whatever his name is. So I think, I don't know. It's just a simple sell. I've picked these up. I'm fairly sure that they're genuine. But again, it's like these little things like that isn't supposed to be there, but you can sort of like sell it as you know, distressed. But it's that is something that somebody's created. But it's probably why it's sort of like knocked around. By the way, all of these are 3 quids, 2 quids. I implore you all to go to the cancer research. You know, I know that I am employed, but the prices at the moment are on point. I'll use £2 for trousers, women's trousers, and most things are £2 to £3 at the minute, with 4 to 5 thrown in. And those 4 to 5 that are thrown in are so that certain things don't go to eBay. These are True Religion. They're Rocco. They just look a bit like they might be fake, but they're not. I think that's why nobody else had bought them, and I was a bit like, so what's wrong with these? But I don't think there's anything wrong with them. So I think I'll do okay with them. So £3 for them. Size 32 as well. And that's like a 20 easy 25. I know that I could get more, but it is slow on eBay. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Dare I say even like Thursday last week, I had £100 days, maybe £80 days on some of them. So it was like, yes. Yesterday, no sales day. I don't understand what goes on. I'm also filled with regret because I was working Saturday, and on my way to work on Saturday, I knew it was past the collection time for Saturday. But I just thought, I don't really want the faff of this on Monday morning. And I'm really glad, because if I hadn't had the car yesterday, I would have been late for work, because there was somebody in there who was just taking forever. You know, it always feels like sometimes you go into the post office and it's like somebody's first time in their post office. And you just think, why is it your first time in a post office? Why don't you seem to know what's going on? Why is this taking 20 minutes? So yeah, I was a bit filled with regret because I dropped some stuff off and it hasn't updated on the tracking, and I can't work out why. So it's kind of aggravating, it kind of isn't. So anyway, back to it. This is a fabulous find. This was in the women's wear, but it is actually men's wear. I love it when that happens. Right, so one of these fabulous shirts. I will get £40 for this. I've paid two. It was £2. This is Fix. So They are a fabulous brand to look out for. This will sell so well. I love them. They do designs which are influenced by like Rolling Stones and all these sort of like Britpop bands, you know, and rock bands. So that's their intention. I'll be able to find that on their website. Keep an eye for that one. Love that one. I love finding that. Which goes to show it doesn't really matter whether you're in an affluent area or not, because they are online only. They are literally online only. This I kind of regret picking up because it's a flipping size 6, and sometimes I don't understand why I don't look at things. It does have a popper on here, thankfully. I'll just do that because it's like a wrap. It is a proper wraparound. I've picked it up because it's linen, you know, and it's all right for this time of year. But yeah, this is US 2, and I know that under the stories traditionally only go one size higher, so that makes it a size 4. So it's definitely a size 6. I should have left that. Yeah, it's definitely a size 6. Oh God, I'm so frustrated with myself over that. What can you do? And you see, these will be a size 6 as well, and I should have left these. These are Rag and Bone, which I know other people do really well with it, and I know that it's one of these things. It's just in Harvey Nichols, and that's another thing I should need to be doing. I need to be. So what is? It's the 10th. No, it's the 11th. I reckon the Harvey Nicks sale's on, and I'm not there. It's, you know, I need to not be sourcing because I've spent a lot of money in Altrincham. I haven't got to the Altrincham stuff yet. This is all cancer research and Bernardo's. I seem to be like cancer research and Bernardo's fan at the moment. Yeah, so they might be nice, but it does say size 25, which is like a size 8. I have another Rag and Bone thing, which for some reason I thought had sold, but it hasn't, and they're shorts, and why haven't they sold, and why am I doing this to myself? But it's, you see, that's another thing, because it's £2 at Cancer Research. It's really easy to come home with a whole host of rubbish. Right, this is Georgia Asda. But I will always pick up Snoopy because it does sell, regardless of what it is, because it's Snoopy. And I've been known that sometimes the Snoopy stuff which I bring home to resell doesn't make it to my shop. This one will, but it is lovely, and it's so soft as well. I know that this is it, that it's false, but this is so fleecy and so soft inside, but it's probably because it's not washed. It's a size 12 to 14. I think it's more of a size 14. It says medium. I just love it. It's playing tennis. So quick before Wimbledon starts, get it on. £3 for that because it is a jumper. This is large. Again, it's Old Saints, but this is a sort of like waffle weave textured. This has got pit stains. Why? God. Do light bulbs really vary that much in the world? Right, so now that's going to be aggravating because that will only be like a £15 thing, but now I've got to pit stain that. So that's annoying. Right, so that'll go over there. There will always be things to wash. It's just the way of it. The thing that I did to remove that was really easy. The bicarb of soda and the white vinegar will work. You just have to make sure that when you do the wash, you do put fabric softener in it to make sure that it washes out all of the vinegary smells. But that will work, and also the lemon juice and the salt and the salt in the sunlight will also work for white pit stains and anything else on that's ingrained on white. It will work. So it's not a problem. It's just easier to deal with in winter. I mean in summer, not winter. But see, the white vinegar one will work in winter, so it's not. It's never a problem. It's never an eternal problem. This is Reese. I do believe this has a spot of cashmere in it. I kept thinking that it was bobbled, but it's like a flannel, like a toweling material on it. So there isn't actually anything wrong with it. I thought that I'd caused myself problems. No, it hasn't got any cashmere in it. It's polyester and cotton. It's really nice for what it is. Can't believe that. So a full zip top. It's called Velma. It's large. I know it's a jumper, but I will put it on now. Doesn't matter. I always just make, because I'm going to keep relisting things. I'm going to keep my featured store. I'm just going to make sure that I'm putting the work in. And that's what I'm sticking to, the putting the work in, because I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is that they want miracles, but miracles do not happen. Another All Saints, it is what it is. All Saints, it is what it is. Let's see what this one's called. So it'll ring a bell once I read it. Clash SS Polo. That doesn't ring a bell. Right, so Clash SS Polo. Again, the waffle weave type stuff, but thankfully that's a colour that doesn't show up arsey pit stains. A coat. I don't mind putting coats on. Well, I do mind putting coats on. Do you know, I listed a coat the other day. And as I was pulling my post out, I was like, right, I'm going to, because I was working early as well, and I had to do the post on Sunday night, I put everything away as I was pulling, so that I made sure that I was nice and tidy before I sort of like started again on photographing and listing for today. And then literally like the bottom boxes of my coats. So I was like, well, it's coats. It was hammering with rain as well on that Sunday night. So I was like, put the coats away. Nobody wants coats at this time of year, even though it was a raincoat and it was hammering with rain. So pulled out all the other 3 boxes that are on top of this one, put it away, put all my boxes back, got back in here with all my posts. Everything was away. Started doing my labels, and then the coat that I've just put away sold. So I had to go back in there and turf it all out. So that's it. That must be the key to selling. I also said to my husband how well I'd done on the Sunday night. So that was the key to, because Google literally listens to everything that you say. It was like, right, fuck you. Let's stop her sales. She's obviously pleased with how things are going. Anyway, this coat is another Reese. It's not hooded. I think that's my downfall when it comes to coats. Get something that's hooded, because that's what people want. But I think this will go okay. I mean, what more can you say? It is just a coat. Soft shell jacket, or whatever you call it. It's a coat. But I have paid £5 for that, and I doubt there's any more than 30 in it. These aren't relevant to you, because I think I've shown you these before. For some reason, I bought them for myself, and now I've sort of like looked at them and I'm like, when the hell am I going to wear these? And if I do wear these, I'll get attached to like a counter, or I'll drag a chair. I mean, it's not happening for me. I am not wearing these. I am 45 next month. So I bought these thinking that I would wear them, and I won't be wearing them, will I? It's just absolutely ludicrous. So this is Band Apparel, Band Alternative. Band Alternative. I'm getting rid of them because it's just ridiculous. It's got all these D-rings on it. I'm not going to wear these. So I'm going to list them. That's why they're there. There's probably a few duplications in here of stuff which you've seen, because yeah, just because. Right, so I think we're on to the Altrincham stuff now. So we are on to the Altrincham stuff, and I can't remember, I haven't got my computer turned on. So these are now slightly more wild prices than I usually pay. So this is Marimekko Uniqlo. Yes, because there's one really good charity shop. There was another one, but it's closed. That's how long it's been since I've been to Altrincham. I think I've paid £5 for this. I need to. I've got the receipts all here. Oh, hang on. I've got the tags. Yes. So, this. Yeah, there's one shop which I've gone to. I mean, paid £7.99 for one thing. Yeah, so lots of stuff here for £4.99 and £3.99 and something which I paid £7.99 for. You know, and £6, £5, £6.50. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here which I paid for. Right, so £4.99 I paid for this. Probably a mistake, but Marimekko. But then I'm thinking that the Marimekko stuff, which is in Uniqlo, it's Uniqlo Marimekko, is starting to get a little bit like heavy. So I think the more that there is of it, the less chance you have of selling it. I get so confused with all the Uniqlo collaborations. But everybody that seems to collaborate with Uniqlo just seems to do that to their brand. So I don't know why so many of them do it. These will be £4.99 as well. These are Patagonia. Is that true? Don't know, you know, because I got... I don't know. Yeah, I've got it all on my spreadsheet properly. So Patagonia, size 14, but they look quite big for size 14. No, they are size 14. I am a size 14. Do I need a pair of Patagonia shorts? Probably not. Nice bright orange. Got the logo on them. I haven't researched any of this. So I've probably done the wrong thing with a lot of it. So this one... Weird. Yes. Salvation Army were doing half price on dresses. But this was the only dress which I found. No, it wasn't half price. It was 25% off. So it was £5, but it was £3.75 for Joseph Ribkoff. But obviously, that's what you want with Joseph Ribkoff. So that will be a 25 quid easy list. This I've paid up for. I know that I've paid £7.99 for this. Yeah. Karen Millen. Oh, I've got so much Karen Millen that does not sell. But this, I just, and they had some fairly old Laura Ashley, but I can't sell Laura Ashley for love nor money. I've got a velvet skirt at the minute, which has now gone down to like the £5 mark, and it says it's got that old Laura Ashley on it. It's not made in Wales or made in anywhere UK wise, but it does say made in Hong Kong, I think, which I don't think is that bad, because you see now they put China, but so you know that it's vintage when it says made in Hong Kong, but it has not sold. Anyway, this one is made in England, so this would have been late. I know for that late. I know that this is 1998 when this was a fashion. I know we don't need to debate on this. The Oriental thing came into fashion in 1998. It's a very old label as well, so it doesn't have ones from like millennium onwards say spring, summer and the year, or autumn and winter and the year. But I'm pretty sure that this is 1998 because, well, I specifically remember this fashion coming in, and I remember going to the May Ball in 1998, when May Balls, you know, started becoming a thing in the UK. But I was at uni, and I remember my friend Gemma had gone. She'd actually gone to China, and she had this lovely proper Chinese brocade dress, and hers was original, and it was fabulous. And she's in the pictures wearing it. I mean, this was so fledgling because there was like 6 of us who were in halls of residence, and it was £30 for us to have a limo. We had a friend who was like a year older than us, but she'd sort of like taken a step back so that she had friends. She made friends of the like first year students, because we were all first year students. So she sort of like organised everything, and she got this limo for £30, which is unheard of now. So obviously we all just chipped in £5 to have this limo take us to the prom. Because you could never ever imagine getting a limo ride now for an hour for 30 quid. It just wouldn't happen. So yeah, so I remember this photo of, because we had all our photos done obviously in the limo, and she had this wonderful dress, but then other people had got these dresses because they'd started appearing in like Bay Trading and all of these other shops, you know, and like Karen Millen obviously did this version as well, but hers was like a proper like Chinese version, but then it just looked like she was just totally fashionable and that hers wasn't original. But they were literally like everywhere by the end of the year because this was the fashion. Anyway, that's a lot of information. Anyway, the upshot is I've paid £7.99 for this, and I'm hoping that I can get at least 50 because of what it is. Because, you know, it is gorgeous, and it's like it's a moment in history. Anyway, right, should I carry on? Should I carry on and make this a bumper one, or should I stop at this half an hour mark? Let's carry on. Let's carry on. Right, Kettlewell. God, this looks like a dress. Obviously, I can find out with the coding on here what this actually is. So 118. So that means that it's 2018. So I can pull up the catalogue and find out exactly what this is, which is essential because I need to make sure that I get the exact colour for it, because the Kettlewell crowd are weird. Medium. I rarely find Kettlewell. This is one of the reasons why I should like go to Altrincham more often. So £3.99 I believe for that. I think all of these were like £3.99. This was £4.99. What the hell was it? Yeah, it was. It was £4.99. Oh, right. It's linen. It's a size 10 though, but it's stripy linen. Good for this time of year. I mean, everything sells eventually. Everything sells eventually, but you're gonna have to wait for a year. How much was this? This must be £4.99 because it's a dress, and I can't see why anybody in Altrincham would have priced something normal. Laura for Topshop. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, because I've got a really gorgeous Laura for Topshop which I cannot sell. But then again, it's like, you know, the heartstrings sing for that because I was 18. And this is like early 2000s, isn't it? Laura for Topshop. You know, you have this sort of like memory and this like love for a time when you could go into a shop and just pick something and always be in your size because you were a size 8 to 10 and now I'm not. Yeah, I know those days where you could go in the sale and everything would be in your size because you were titchy. So Laura for Topshop, obviously they don't do it anymore. I mean, nobody does. Topshop's only online, but they always just have these like embroidered patches on them of like really like cute little stuff. I don't know how well this is going to go. So, what's that, a mushroom? I don't know. It's got a skull and crossbones, but it's not, you know, it's like again, it's like of an era. So I don't know. We will see. There's somebody, I'm sure that a lot of you have seen when you do your searches. There's somebody there called the Time Traveler's Closet, I think, on eBay. And they always seem to, there's certain things that they sell like this. They just do really well. So that is a Time Traveler's Closet is such a good name for a shop as well. Mine is Helga-Betty's secondhand Stardust. I should probably make a big thing of it. I've been Helga-Betty on eBay for 20 years, so I didn't want to like leave it. God, it is 20 years. I have been selling on eBay for 20 years. I started selling on eBay before you had like phones and you could check. So I was good at records and CDs and the rest of it, and I would pick those things up just on my knowledge, and I would sell them on eBay. I didn't know it was called reselling then. I don't like the word reselling on any of these other things. I just think it cheapens what you do. Because you don't know, estate agents don't call themselves housing resellers, do they? Yeah, Hush, size extra small but baggy, stars, thin. I think I've paid $3.99. I wouldn't have paid any more than $3.99 for that, but I mean that's a silly amount. Brora, just because I just never find Brora. Again, I've paid $3.99 for it. It's small. Yeah, I don't know. So this is, I've got like 2 now Brora things. So this is like maybe this is the start of my Brora journey, because everybody else's Brora journey is probably over. I can now go on a Brora journey and completely fail on it. I paid £6 for these shorts. I remember now, because there was 2 things that I got at Sue Ryder, and this was the other thing. So these are Bowden. 3 years ago, Bowden jeans used to sell for 30 quid really easily. Are those days are long gone? I know that, and I know because I picked up all these Bowden jeans in the TK Maxx sale. Yeah, TK Maxx. I think I got some in Next as well, because Next did. So after lockdown, they slashed the prices, and I picked up loaded Bowden jeans and I sold them for like 25 to 30 quid. I think it's more like 20 now. These are long leg. So size 14, long leg, a portobello stretch. I don't know if I've done the right thing, because it's skinny. Because it's a skinny jean, I think I may have screwed up. I think the ones that I had before were boot cut. So I think it's possible that the boot cut ones in Bowden still do well. But the skinny jean is very much, it's like something that comes and goes, isn't it? I mean, it'll be back again. They'll have to wait another 3 years or something. They will sell by then. It's just I had in my head this £30. But I've paid £6.50 for those ruddy jeans. So I know that I've made a mistake there. I am really trying to like pay, think carefully. When I was fully aware how I was going to feel when I went to Altrincham, and I was like, no, because sometimes you do have to speculate to accumulate, and a lot of the people who are doing really well on eBay are speculating to accumulate. I've just seen somebody put something on Instagram saying that their buy price is something like £9.28, and that's her average buy price, and her average selling price is like 25 to 30. So sometimes you do have to give your head a wobble and just think, yeah, speculate to accumulate, because that's how people who are successful are doing it. And stop worrying. There's places where you can go where you can get decent stuff. This is Folk. Where did I pick this one up from? I don't know. I can't think. Without looking at my spreadsheet, I don't know where I picked that one up from. No. Yeah, so this one was from Cancer Research. So I've paid £2 for this. So the reason that I found this at Cancer Research is because it says 4 on it. And this is one of the reasons that, and it is taking advantage of the fact that a lot of the volunteers do have learning difficulties. This was in the children's wear. So this is why you should look at the children's wear, because a lot of the people who are sizing things up and hanging it just see it at face value. So they've seen that as 4 and they put 4 years old tag on that, and it was in with the children's wear. So that, and that was £2. Bargain. Right, here we are. Right, so this is, I don't know why I've done this. So I bought another Hush thing. This again I think was in Altrincham. I think I've only paid £3.99 for this, but I possibly think that that's a mistake. So I thought it was just like, I mean, it's huge. It's a huge dress. And I just thought, oh, it's like a really baggy Lagen look thing. But now, you see, now that I've actually looked at it, I realise it's like one sleeve, one cold shoulder sleeve, and then one normal sleeve. So it's a bit wacky, really, but it's very plain black. So, I mean, even if I wanted to capitalise on the like funeral market, because everybody needs a shitty black dress to go to a funeral. That's a quote from Sex and the City, shitty black dress for a funeral, by the way. But I don't think that that's it, because you don't want to go to a funeral with one shoulder out. Yeah, so Lagen look, size 12, very stretchy. Some of my Hush sells straight away, some of it doesn't. I don't know if I've done the right thing. Right, so again, Altrincham, I think. Yeah, of course it is. And I think I've paid £10 for this. I can't remember what it was. And it was probably more like £7.99. But then you see, that's the confusing thing, is it's like, I've never found goat, for example. And yeah, I found goat. Sorry, I was just checking with my microphone. I don't trust this microphone at all. I've never found goat before, but I found it at Altrincham because they have a designer rail, but it also had a lot of like very high street stuff on there. And the goat was £25 that they wanted for that. And then you'll go into another shop and they've got this for like £7.99, which I think, yeah, it needs a bit of work, because it's got a problem there. So I need to mend that, which I can do. Let's see if the other sleeve's like. Why would one sleeve be like that and one not? Yeah, I think I need to have a good look over on there. You know, and it's all scrunched up as well. And you see, this is one of these things where obviously I can't iron it. And even steaming, I don't like steaming. So it's also missing its belt, but it is still Barbour. It's waterproof jacket. So I think my money's safe there, so I'll just sling that over there so that I remember to repair it. So yeah, so I have like a cursory look over it, and then when I get things on the ironing board and I have a good look at it, that's when I know when I've got to like, what I've got to repair and what I've got not, you know, what needs a wash. I find all the stains and the rest of it, and all those other things. A brand I don't get on well with, everybody else gets on really well with, Berghaus. I'll be lucky to get 20 for this. It's women's as well, which kind of goes against it. I just don't like Berghaus. I don't know, everybody else loves it, but just doesn't do the same thing for me. But I paid £3 for this. For that. This, that, who, where am I? Oh, I do believe that this is the last thing now, because I think all of that is stain removal. Is it? Why is it there? I don't know what I've got here and what I've shown you and what I haven't. I know that I've just washed. I don't think I've shown these things. I don't know. Some of it's just sat around waiting for processing. I don't even know what has appeared in a haul and what hasn't. I don't think these have appeared in a haul. Right, so if this is familiar, then obviously, like, you know, you can stop watching now, but you can still like and subscribe. I'm going to go through the rest of these. This last little bits here, I think, are an overlap. It's just, that has just thrown me off because this is a prime example of when I get stuff on the ironing board, and this had like little flecks all over it. The little flecks, despite having had a wash, are still all over it, but it's not worth fussing about because it is just monsoon. But it's a size 22. I'll just take a photo of the flax, that'll be fine. It's just, this is all the stuff which needs photographing today, so I still need to put this in. Oh, this is cute. So I'm pretty sure this hasn't been in a haul. So it says Egyptian cotton on it. It's very rare that you actually see Egyptian cotton written out. Egyptian cotton is the sort of, that's what you want your sheets to be made of, because the more that you wash it over time, the softer it's supposed to get. Unless you're me, it just gets raggedy. This is called North. Again, Reese, it says it's large, but it looks like the smallest large I've ever known. I mean, that can't be women's wear. Thankfully, because it has like the name North on there, at least I can do a Google search. I just need to do that before I take the photos of it, because that's one of my downfalls, is that I end up taking the photos and pick the mannequin before I check what it is. And that's what's fatal. Yeah, I haven't shown you these things because this is the second item of rag and bone that I have picked up. So obviously I've got the shorts, which are listed and have been listed for probably a year. They haven't sold. They're denim shorts, so they should have sold. Now I've got a really skinny, stupid size pair of jeans, and then I've got this. So again, this is size small. It's like diamond spots, cuffed. I think this is silk. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Does anybody else feel like they like know languages because they like reading stuff in like other languages? So it's got 5% stretch in it and then 95% silk. It's very nice. So hopefully this rag and bone will be the thing which sells for more. I mean, obviously if I get 20 for it, that's happy days, but we'll see and see what other people are able to get for it. I don't know. So I've got another black spotty blouse here. It's All Saints. This is probably menswear. Again, it'll have the number. I think the roller shirt, that is menswear, isn't it? Because I've had roller shirt as well in something else. I think that's what this is. I only know because I've put it on my spreadsheet. Roller. I think this is menswear. Although it looks like a women's blouse, it's menswear because All Saints men are androgynous. So there you go. So that may well be like a 25 quidder, because some of the unusual stuff, menswear, well, I will check before I put it on the wrong mannequin, because I'm inclined to put that on a female mannequin and it is clearly not. They will be immediately put off as well, because I've got something else which I need to change the photo so that it's on a male mannequin, so that they don't feel violated. Yeah, I need to do that sharpish as well because it's Versace and that hasn't sold. Just a hint of a boob on the mannequin, and the men run to the hills. Yeah, All Saints is such a weird one because it's like with some of the dresses are you know, around the 50 region, and I have sold jumpers, you know, admittedly cashmere, for like 80. So this, I'll show you this because this is something which you are likely to miss, but it's got this metal tag on it, and it does say Free People on it. Can I catch the light on it? No, there it is. There's the light. Anyway, that says Free People on it. This should be an easy sell because it's got this like ethnic stuff on it. Is this actual Nepal? no, so this is made in India. So that is, you know, it's like the Nepalese sort of like knits that you get, but obviously Indian. So I think this is the type of style that you are looking for when it comes to Free People, because Free People just is all over the place with its style. I've got a Free People dress which is really goth that I've like kept for myself. This is another thing which needs doing, is that my wardrobe is yet again like, you know, something that you don't want to approach. You've seen them because they've just been washed, so that's something that's throwing me off. So I've seen a few people picking up COS menswear. I have seen some really decent COS menswear, and I've left it because I'm just like so not sure. And then I saw this one, £2. I think this is the thing. Is it? I mean, is this menswear? It must be menswear because it says medium, but you know, it just looks like a cropped length to me for men. So I think that's why I'm just reluctant. I think I should have left that. It just feels like women's wear, and it just doesn't feel like it's going to sell. I haven't sold that Marge dress either. I've got this Marge dress. It's sequined within an inch of its life, which I usually decline to get, but I mean this one is quite pretty. So in this instance, this is where, so when it comes to the video that you can apply to your listings, I usually don't do it for clothing. I tend to do the videos for my Lego because, you know, you can show the functionality on Lego. But when it comes to something like that, I will probably add a video to that to show the shimmer if I can, because it's quite immense really. So that is a size 10. It says 38, so that's a size 10. £3. Yeah, happy days. And then there's a whole load of jeans here. A whole host of jeans. Which I didn't think I had any jeans. God, I think these were... No, I've paid £5 for these. I paid £5 for these because they're new with tags. So, shorts. New with tags. I think it had one of those labels on it because it had come from some, what do you call it? It was one of these outlet places. £52. Who pays £52 for a pair of shorts? Especially fat face, right? Fat face. Are people really paying that for fat face? These are size 22, so that is fabulous. I have a pair of 501s. God, that's so ridiculous. There's a pair of 501s here. I listed everything, which is why. Well, I mean, we're on Tuesday, and this is my last day that I've got anything scheduled to go live, so I need to get all this done and actually list this evening. As I say, I do a lot of evening listings. I've got another pair of 501s which are the bottom of there, which I never got to. And so another pair of 501s there, size 36. The ones which are at the bottom of there is on size 40. So I mean, they would literally like fly out of the door, but I keep not listing them, and then I get on to the next thing. Box is empty. There's more though. There's bric-a-brac. Don't go anywhere. This is the last piece of clothing. So this is Larky. This one will sell. I've got some other diesel jeans there. Women's wear. They do not sell. Women's wear diesel jeans do not sell. But this is Larky. I think these not the best because again, they've got holes in them which are not supposed to be there. Leg hem wear, but for £3 that is still a goer, Do these need washing? No, I don't think they do. So that is everything clothing wise, and I do have a few pieces of bric-a-brac here to show you. Mugs. So mugs don't sell for me, but these were £1, so I got them. There's 3 of them. This one is a mistake. I keep thinking that the Disney mugs sell, but they obviously don't. And then you have to pack them properly. And then you put them in a box, and then they go off somewhere. Mine, I mean, I've never had any of mine break, but I always seem to end up with a message from the buyer saying that Royal Mail have surcharged them. I've just had a surcharge from a Royal Mail thing for something, a pair of shoes that went off in a shoebox size things. I mean, I think the thing is, well, let's face it, the limit for the width, so obviously it's 45 and I think it's 35, you know, those measurements are okay, but the width from Royal Mail is 16 centimetres. Strangely enough, 16 centimetres is 6 inches, and I think that there's a lot, 6 inches. I think there's a lot of men out there who are mistaken at how long 6 inches is. Men, you've always got your hands on it, so you should know how long 6 inches in it. Let's face it, women, unless you're a lesbian, you should know how long 6 inches is. But I think there's a lot of men who think that 6 inches is longer or shorter. I don't know. There's a lot of confusion about how much 6 inches is. But anyway, I have that message from buyer. I mean, I just pay. I refund them the surcharge thing because it's not worth getting into an argument about it. But it's one of those aggravating things which happens like every now and then, and you just think somebody out there who works for Royal Mail needs to get a grasp on what 6 inches is. Anyway, yeah, so the by and by of it all is it's just a bit of a pain in the arse. This won't sell for any more than £10. I'll be lucky to sell it. I just thought that because it's got Rafiki on it or whatever his name is, I just thought, oh, that's probably one of the rarer ones. I won't look it up. I should have looked it up. I didn't need to look it up because I know that these Disney store things are just dead in the water now. I just need to put all of my mugs, all of my Disney mugs into one job lot. Or I need to just put all my Disney mugs into a box and take it to a charity shop. Right. Okay, so that's a mistake. Then there's another 2 mugs here. Right, so these ones are not mistakes. So I see 2 Costco mugs, which I looked up. I didn't buy them because they didn't sell. They were 2023. I think this is 2023 as well, I believe. No, this is 2020. So we're all in lockdown, and this was the mug. I mean, maybe we needed mugs. Anyway, Penguin. It's got Starbucks here on it. So I was fairly happy with that for £1. It's £15, I think I'm going to get for that. Possibly more closer to Christmas. To probably take that long. And then this is the first time that I've ever found any one of these mugs. One of these Starbucks city mugs. So Barcelona, Spain. Is this supposed to be Barcelona? It looks more like London. I mean, that thing there. I mean, where's the familiar or sacral, whatever you want to call it? What is that? Is that's supposed to be Gaudi's building? Yeah, I suppose that is a Gaudi. But that cityscape there, I mean, if that's supposed to be that cathedral, I mean, they're saying now that the cathedral is going to be completed very soon, and it will probably be completed before the next GTA comes out. That's what they're saying. Anyway, some people are trying to get like 40 to 50 for this. Realistically, it's another £20 mug. Again, maybe this is, I just think that some of these things, they just have their day. The Disney things have definitely had their day. And I do think sometimes you just need to be a bit more realistic about mugs. But I mean, saying that, I have sold a mug, a Emma Bridgewater mug, for £50. But it was minis, you know, and I understand minis. People who like minis, it will never go out of style. Right, so this guy was £1. These are the sort of things which end up like becoming part of my life. I just love my stuffers. Don't know what the value of him is, because there's Jellycats are so hit and miss. Jellycat. Some of them are crazy money. It's probably a good 20 though. So I mean, that's good. I've picked that up £1. So that's Marimekko for Clinique. So obviously this will just be like a pouch that was used for cosmetics. That is literally like £5 to £10. So that's not a good buy. This isn't a great buy, but you see, the thing is that I was quite transparent, because you see that it's £12. So I'm probably going to sell this for 10. It's a key ring. I think it's that bit there that is your key ring bit, but obviously it's all in packaging and I don't want to take it out. Stuff like this I wouldn't pick up unless it was new with tags, which obviously that is Ted Baker. You know, sometimes it's these little things which you need in your shop, because then they just suddenly give it the kickstart that things need. And then this, I mean, I've got a fair few jigsaws, but none of them are really worth like shouting about, because I've picked up another Wasgidge, and I've got 3 Wasgidges which which are on my to-do list. I've got the VW jigsaw, which I've got another Jan Van Haster there. I just like doing them every now and then, but obviously because I have to do my photography in here, it's not ideal for me to have a jigsaw on the go. And then I've got this. So this is worth mentioning because Springbok. So Springbok have been making jigsaws. They're a US brand. They've been making jigsaws for like well over 100 years, I believe. It says over 57 years. Made in America. I thought it was longer than that. So evidently not. So yeah, so they've been doing it for 60 years, because this was in 2020. So anyway, they're well known for their vintage jigsaws. So this is 2020. I've picked this up because I just fancy doing it. It's really cool. So it's got lots of like so I've got Sergeant Pepper's, I've got all sorts of bands on there, Janis Joplin, all sorts of the 70s, 60s and 70s bands. So we really enjoy doing that one. So it is for me. The resale on this will be about £15 to £20, which is good for a jigsaw. And I would say to look out for them, because I mean, I haven't done it, so I haven't seen the quality of it, but I do follow people who do jigsaws and who enjoy doing jigsaws. And the popularity of this one is because, number one, the interlocking, so there's 2 pieces that are interlocked. So the interlocking is good, apparently. I'm yet to know the reality of that. I mean, I'm not so sure about the interlocking of that. So apparently the interlocking is good, but they are interesting because they don't have like regular piece shapes, and the older stuff which I've got, so obviously like the stuff that was done in like the 60s and 70s, those vintage jigsaw pieces were similar shapes. That is why these are popular. So You're unlikely to find them obviously here because they are an American brand. So that's why I would grab them here. And the vintage ones of this brand can sell for around like the 100 mark. They do a lot of circular ones, and they do lots of ones in sort of like interesting looking packaging, you know, so obviously not this, but they'll be in sort of like packaging that's like that. That's whiskey, so I'm not looking for Bonnerheimen. But they'll have like interesting things, and they'll tend to be circular, and the vintage one, they're very obviously vintage, but that's the thing, is that they will sell for like 50 to 100, and if it's like a really rare one, you're talking like the 200 mark. So that's why I've mentioned that, because that brand is worth looking out for, and I will enjoy doing that. And then obviously I'll sell that on, but yeah, pleased to find that. How much did I pay for that? £3. £3. So there you go. Right, so that's an hour long now, so let's knock it on the head. When I turn this phone off, it's going to criticise me for using up too much memory, because I've got an awful lot of clothing photos already on my phone memory. So I need to stop the video here and get this uploaded to YouTube, delete this off my phone so that I can actually take photos of my stock and get it on. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I know that I've put my like and subscribe t-shirt on today. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll be back again soon. Goodbye from me. Goodbye from Stephen. Yeah, see ya. Can I go now? I want to watch telly. Ah, jeez. Yeah, thanks for watching. Keep funky. Keep abreast of the situation. Yes, thanks for watching. See you soon.